Hey guys, this is Dr. Curitin again. I just wanted to give you a quick update about the house build because I know I haven't said anything to you in a while about that. And the reason is because we are still working on getting everything lined up that is needed for the financing of the build. So we are using a VA construction loan, which it has some fantastic benefits. My spouse is a veteran, and so we went with the VA construction loan for the benefits it has over normal construction loans. However, I don't know if the requirements are any different. They're probably not, but there are a number of requirements to get the loan funded. And of course, like any loan, you have to provide proof of income. But beyond that, for a construction loan, you need to have the architectural plans for the building. You need to have site plans for where you're going to put the building on the site, where the utilities are going to go, where the driveway is going to be, and all kinds of other things you need to have on that site plan. And then you need to have an estimate for the cost of each category of what's going into the build. And you need your builder's contract. So you need the contract signed with your builder. So there have been delays on getting absolutely every single one of those pieces together. As an example, System 3E, we were having them redesign the roof for some of their pre-designed plans. So all they had to do was take their pre-designed plans, alter the roof, and actually a couple of interior walls, which is very easy for them. So we were having them do that, and originally they told us, we were talking to them about this at the end of March, and they were like, okay, we can have those done for you by Easter, which was, I think, April 6th. And here we are now at May 15th, and just on May 13th, we got a set of plans from them that was incomplete, that didn't have all the components that they said it was going to have for us. And so they were like, oh yeah, sorry, we're now going to need another week. So they just keep pushing it out and keep pushing it out and keep pushing it out. Hopefully next week we get the complete set that we were supposed to get. But yeah, follow through on timing has not been their forte. So I just want to let you guys know that in case you follow in my footsteps and you want to work with them, at least in this stage of their business, they're not really able to follow through on promises in regards to timeline for engineering and architectural plans. Hopefully they're able to follow through on the timeline they said they could for shipping the actual block, but we'll see. We're not quite there yet. We can't order the block until we have our financing, and we needed those plans from them to secure the financing. So yes, and then there were some delays with our builder. He actually went on a couple-week rafting trip and then had some health issues come up. And, you know, when you're getting a VA construction loan, the builder needs to be approved by the VA, which is a pretty easy process, but there are some things that he has to get together for them. And he didn't have those things together and was busy with other things. So he's just hopefully getting those final pieces to them today. And then we've been working on getting really as accurate as we can at this stage estimate for the cost of all aspects of the build, which is a little bit more complicated and takes more time than for an average build, because as an example, my builder might have been able to say, okay, well, in a typical 2-bath home that's stick built, like, this is how much I would pay for electric, right? So he's able to cross-reference his past jobs a little bit more easily because materials, methods, and all of that would transfer. In this build, many things don't transfer, right? Not just the wall material that we're using, but also how we have to do certain things to accommodate that wall system. Right? We're also doing some things in unusual ways for mold resistance purposes, not just using unusual materials. So all of that takes extra. And so if we had wanted to, we probably could have paid the builder to do all the research for us into pricing out all of these more unusual things, but that would have taken a lot longer and we would have needed to pay the builder for that time, right? So we've taken it upon ourselves to price certain aspects of the build that are more unusual and that he would not have worked with before and wouldn't automatically have subcontractors experienced in, etc. So we've done that for some aspects, and he's done that with some of the things that he could do that with. So we've been working together to try to get these numbers closer and closer. And of course, his first estimate quoted a lot of things based on how he's used to doing them, right? And when we said, oh, that's great, but also we want this done differently or added on or whatever because we want it to be a more mold resistant house, then he was like, oh, okay, well, I have to now go back and factor that in. And that happened with so many different things, from the roofing and the size of the overhangs and the pitch of the roof and the way we wanted the foundation done, the way we wanted the foundation waterproofed, the way we wanted the hydronic in-floor heat put in, all these kinds of things we wanted done in a specific way to prevent future problems down the road. And some of those things that we wanted are not so standard because most people are not building for mold resistance, right? So that has been a big back and forth process, and our builder hasn't had an enormous amount of time to dedicate to it, so it's taken a long time. So yeah, and then the contract is something that we're still working on. Our builder wants to do a cost plus contract, which, if you don't know what that means, it basically means that he's estimating the cost of the build, not at a fixed price, but it basically says, I'm going to give you an estimate for how much I think it's going to cost, but then in the end, I'm actually going to charge you how much it does cost, plus a percentage tacked on to that for my services. And so there's a lot that needs to go into a cost plus contract for it to have protections in place for the owners who are building the home, because otherwise costs can just run away endlessly, and you just have to outline a lot of very specific things. Like if you want a total cap in there, you need to put that in. It's a good idea to put in a clause that's, if it looks like X part of the build, like let's say the plumbing is going to go more than 3% over the estimate, then we want to be notified and have a discussion about what to do about that before work begins, things like that. So we're working on ironing that out because the contract that the builder gave us originally didn't have a lot of detail that we wanted in there for our own peace of mind, because this is a very big deal for us, right? We are not millionaires. We don't have the money to do this again or to live comfortably elsewhere and sell this house in order to turn around and do it again if something goes wrong, right? We need this to work out the first time, and we need it to stay within budget. So yeah, so we're working on that piece. So as you can see, we're very close to getting the point where this loan can be funded, and then we can actually start ordering materials. But we're not there yet. And so that's what's been happening, and I will give you guys another update soon when I have one. But keep your fingers crossed for us that we're gonna finally get this loan funded and all the pieces will be in place, hopefully next week. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Take care.